All right, everybody. Well, welcome to another episode of How to Invest in Cannabis with Key Investment Partners. I'm joined here by Matt Stein of Rev Ventures Group. Full disclosure, Rev Ventures Group is a key portfolio company. We've known these guys for a little over a year now. It's been really great. Made an investment in the company back in December last year, and they've been really firing on all cylinders. So excited to have Matt here on the show.
Yeah, thanks, Tibby. It's great to be here. Appreciate working with you guys over the last year or so, and appreciate the investment that you made in us.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You guys have been definitely killing it on all sides and have a lot of really great ideas with what you're doing, not only with the affiliate network, but also in your digital owned and operated strategy here. So excited to talk to folks today about, e-commerce and the trends that you're seeing, and talk a little bit about, Rev Ventures Group and what you guys are doing and how you're staying ahead of the curve.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I mean, when it comes to e-commerce, of course, with the last year and a half and everyone being in a version of lockdown and definitely being more sheltered because of COVID, we've seen obvious trends in e-commerce that have ticked up over time. I think before COVID, last I saw the e-commerce market was about 14% of all of commerce, and then I've seen estimates between 20 and 30%
Wow.
of all of commerce during COVID. So potentially the e-commerce market has doubled, and really, and you've seen that reflected in the market in various ways, in different shopping applications, in delivery services, in just overall like Amazon sales and other e-commerce platforms like Shopify. Obviously, their stock increasing dramatically. I think this is a trend that, yes, it was mostly driven by COVID over the last year and a half, but it's here to stay. Now that you have a different demographic of users that have been shopping through e-commerce and getting more and more familiar, you think of we're millennials, like we've been shopping online for well over a decade, right?
Yeah.
Most folks are still getting used to that, and maybe an older demographic. So now that they're more in the rhythm of using e-commerce for things like groceries, for example, it's just becoming more a part of the daily life. And I think it's a trend that's going to definitely continue to grow over time.
Yeah, definitely. No, and it's a trend that I think that we were already seeing even before COVID started, and COVID really just kind of accelerated the pace at which folks are really kind of embracing the e-commerce trend. And with
Exactly.
that, I think it'd be great to hear, and for the folks on the podcast to just hear a little bit about what Rev Ventures Group is and what you guys are focused on today. And then we can talk a little bit about kind of the trends that you guys are seeing specifically in the industries that you service.
Yeah, absolutely. So effectively, Rev Venture Group is an ecosystem of digital properties. And so everything from traffic all the way through to brands and kind of everything in between. And so really our flagship business of Rev Venture Group is a company called Rev Offers. And Rev Offers is an affiliate network that basically helps facilitate online transactions from referral partners through to brand partners, and it's effectively a commissioned sale that happens online. And so the industries that we've been mostly focused on, and I think why it was a good fit for Key, was because we kind of cut our teeth in the CBD industry. And so for the first effectively 3 years of our business, our main focus was on the CBD market when it was just truly a nascent market. I think my business partner Jason got into the CBD industry about 7, almost 8 years ago with a website called cbdoilreview.org, and grew that to many hundreds of thousands of visitors before CBD was really well known, because there were companies out there that were creating CBD products that that had CBD on the label and didn't have CBD in the product, right? It was a very highly unregulated market and uneducated market. So his goal was to bring more integrity to the marketplace by doing online brand reviews. And then over time, he also had an e-commerce marketplace that he was selling through. And over time, he found a lot of people were just going and buying from the brands directly instead of buying through his dropship e-commerce store. And that's when he approached me. He's like, hey, I think there's an opportunity here. So, we've mostly been seeing, of course, as the CBD market has become more mature, we've been seeing those trends in the CBD space continue to increase as more consumers become aware of CBD and the benefits of
Mhm.
CBD, and more publishing entities, people that are generating traffic with traffic, are like, they're seeing the business opportunity in promoting these products. And so we were really early in the game. We've kind of been able to ride that trend in the CBD market all the way up, and then provide a really valuable service for these brands that are looking for sales effectively, but
Sure.
also traffic. And just in terms, you asked about the industry trends. I mean, I think when we got when we got into the market, it was something there was something like 30-ish million dollars of CBD that was being sold online.
Mhm.
And now those figures vary, but it's in the hundreds of millions
Mhm.
that are being transacted online from CBD brands. Maybe over a billion now.
Yeah.
It's hard to get an exact measurement, of course, but we're seeing a good bit of that come through our marketplace. And so I think what's happening with the CBD market now is it's going from just a pure isolated molecule, like
Mhm.
a lot of what was sold was CBD isolate, and then we're seeing, well, actually what the science is telling us is that the entourage effects of multiple cannabinoids being in a product actually has much more benefit than just the isolated molecule.
Sure.
And so when you have these products that are being developed now that are full spectrum, that are broad spectrum, but then they're also adding other nutraceuticals, other botanicals,
Mhm.
other kind of ingredients into the product that have other synergistic effects, anti-inflammatory effects,
Mhm.
um, you know, uh, um, help with sleep, gut health, um, anxiety, all different things that people are using CBD for. You're
Mhm.
seeing a wave now of functional products being created for specific, not really ailments, but challenges or issues people are facing in their life with different health concerns they may have.
Absolutely. No, and our view is so aligned too. We actually just invested in an ingredients manufacturer of cannabinoids that the point that they're trying to make is that these ingredients are going to be infused into other nutraceutical products over time. And we expect for this to be stuff that you see on the shelves at GNC and then over time, even in pharma grade products as well. And you're absolutely right. The entourage effect certainly seems to be much more effective, really, at actually being able to enjoy the benefits of the entire plant itself, too. And I think for the benefit of the audience today, the space that you operate in as an affiliate marketplace is one that I think people interact with on a daily basis, but they don't fully understand. So maybe spend a little bit of time talking about kind of how you guys sit in between the brands and the publishers or the affiliates that you work with.
Yeah, absolutely. So at its very core, um, affiliate marketing is a commissioned sale that happens online, right? So commission sales have been happening for hundreds of years. People have been selling
Hmm.
things and getting paid a commission for it, and now that same commission sale is happening online, and it's happened online basically since the inception of really the, I guess, the mainstream internet as we know it today, not the 1986 internet, but the
Yeah.
2000 AOL internet. And basically, when you're visiting any kind of website, if you're going to a blog, an authority site, or if you're following now an influencer or a YouTube channel or whatever it may be, and they're saying like, hey, go check out this product. Generally, they're doing that because when you check out the product and then you buy the product, they're
Yep.
getting paid a commission. And so that's a market and a customer acquisition channel that has been continuing to grow over the last several years, because I think historically and traditionally it has a sort of, let's say, rocky history in many
Hmm.
regards, because a lot of uh, for lack of a better word, shady stuff was happening
Yeah.
in the affiliate world, and it was largely known as well as a discount channel. But
Hmm.
now, as we're seeing shift in the market to really like content marketing and
Yeah.
content creation being just core to like internet commerce, this affiliate channel is seeing a kind of a rebirth and growth from publishing entities that are out there creating really good quality content that is well vetted, that's well researched, and then the way that they're getting paid and monetizing that content is through the affiliate channel. So
Right.
basically, we sit in the middle of that. We have a platform that tracks and attributes those conversions back to the affiliates who drove them.
Right.
So just to give a very plain example, if you're on a website, cbdwebsite.com, not to name any specific website, but just as an example, and you read an article about how amazing a brand like CBDFX is, for example, and then you click on the link, generally that link is coming from our platform. And
Right.
so when you click on that link, now you're being tracked, and we're seeing like, okay, did you place an order? If you place an order, then that order gets attributed back to cbdwebsite.com, and
Right.
they get a commission on that sale for helping to educate you as the consumer and give you good information that led you to making a buying decision. And so they're getting credit for that, and then the brand's getting the sale.
Right. Yeah. And I would say, as we went down the path of due diligence with you guys, something that really stood out to us about the affiliate space in general is just the fact that it's performance-based marketing. Folks aren't getting paid unless there's actually a sale that takes place. So when it comes to, say a period of economic turmoil where folks are looking to slash their budgets, I think this is frankly one of the last places a brand or even a publisher would look to take away any budget, because simply put, there's no reason to. They're not spending money unless they're making money. So it's quite an interesting spot for you guys to be in.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, when you compare it to other channels, it's really a bottom of the funnel customer acquisition channel versus like a display channel or Facebook or
Right.
Google, where a lot of that stuff can be top of the funnel, brand awareness, creating, brand equity and affinity, kind of getting yourself out there. But a lot of the display traffic doesn't actually lead to sales.
Right.
Sometimes when you retarget customers that have already visited your website, that performs a bit better. But just general display, it doesn't perform in the same way as these bottom of the funnel channels do. And so if you have an authority that's saying, hey, I've researched this product, I've tried this product, I've vetted this product, it's a great product, you should try it. That to me is way more influential on your buying decision than seeing a banner ad on
Absolutely.
CNN.com or whatever website you're on randomly as you're reading an article.
Sure. Yeah. Cookies tracking everybody and seeing all these crazy banner ads, making you feel like the internet's reading your mind, right?
Exactly. And it's funny, just to touch on that real quick. We're one of the things that you mentioned is cookies, right? And third-party cookie tracking. And that's something that as many people out there will learn or know. Third-party cookies are being more and more phased out
Right.
by the big browser companies and internet companies like Google, Apple,
Sure.
Facebook, Amazon. Like they're doing away with third-party cookies. A lot of that is because they have all this first-party data where they actually have a significant advantage in the marketplace.
Yep.
By having first-party data that they can understand who a customer is as they're browsing the internet, right? And a lot of these third-party cookies that generally provide that data back to the brands, since they control the browser, they're basically phasing those out. But the way that we've built our technology is basically trying to get out in front of those cookies going away. And we actually built our technology to be a first-party data collector.
Yep.
So it integrates directly with the shopping cart of our brands that we're working with, and it captures that first-party data, and then we're using that data to feed it back to the brands to provide them insights and help to drive more affiliate traffic and learnings so that they can improve and grow over time.
Right. And you took the words out of my mouth, because one of the questions I had for you is, what is Rev Ventures Group and Rev Offers doing to stay ahead of the curve? And certainly that's something that really stood out to us as we were getting to know you guys. So really smart to kind of see the looming cookie apocalypse, if you will, coming and being able to get ahead of that.
We have. I just got to give a quick shout. We have Jesse Decker from my team to thank for that. He's our tech guru, and he's a a tech wizard
He
beyond
is.
beyond my capacity. So I'm, sometimes I'm in awe of what he can do.
I can certainly say when we came down to meet you guys during the due diligence process, Jesse was extremely impressive. So you guys have really built a special team, and really the camaraderie between the entire team. It was something that was quite special for us to
Thank you.
see
Yeah.
as well. So, kind of switching gears a little bit here, tell me a little bit about kind of, you told us a little bit about where the business is today, but you obviously have so much traffic that you're driving to these brands that you're getting from these publishing websites. What else are you guys doing to, further monetize the business? What other additional revenue streams can you see beyond just the affiliate marketplace that you operate?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think right now our core business, as I mentioned, is Rev Offers, and we're by sitting at the crux of both affiliate traffic and brands, we're really seeing all that data flow that goes back and forth in between, and really, we're also a middleware service, right? So we're sitting in as a middleman, and we're in some ways getting a little bit of the short end of the margin stick, as we're passing this traffic off between affiliate and brand. And so
Right.
as we grow, really our focus is on creating more of our owned and operated traffic that we
Mhm.
can then drive more value to our brands through. So right now we're reliant on third parties, we're reliant on publishing partners that have the traffic to send that traffic through, and we'll always have those partnerships, right? That's
Right.
not going to change. But as we grow, we want to have our own traffic, our own web properties, our own email lists, our own ways of driving value for the brand that is coming from our internal sources, not just through third parties. And that's really typical for our space. When you look at scaled up versions of our model, a lot of them have their own in-house traffic sources or
Right.
marketplaces, to specifically drive traffic for the brands that they're working with. And then from a business model perspective, we're paying out the majority of the commission to the affiliate who drove it. So then imagine now we become that affiliate, and we're keeping
Exactly.
100% of that margin in house.
Capturing much more of the margin there. And I think by way of example, and one that really stood out to us as well, was kind of you guys recognizing how much traffic you were getting for pet CBD. And then you have the idea to build a pet insurance leads website to drive that traffic there. Can you maybe just kind of talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's another one of the trends that we're seeing now in the CBD space is CBD for pets, specifically dogs. CBD seems to be really effective for dogs. I've had a lot of
Coming down the
friends.
big boys.
Yeah, exactly. Just a little bit less barking while we're on the podcast, right?
Yeah.
Um, but yes, so that's a trend that we saw in the space. So of course we went out and we started working with CBD brands that had pet related products and dog related products. But then when we connected with the affiliates in that space who are promoting all things related to pets, and CBD was just one of the types of products. Well, then we went out and we started recruiting other pet products that these same affiliates could promote, right, that are outside of the CBD space. But then also we started building our own insurance flow. So pet insurance is another emerging,
Right.
like rapidly growing industry.
Category for sure.
Exactly. And just a quick piece of data there. In the UK, there's about 15% market penetration, meaning that about 15% of pet owners have pet insurance in the UK, and in the United States, it's only 2%.
Right.
And obviously, the United States is a much larger market than the UK,
Yep.
and also there's just limited knowledge of the space. So it's a growing emerging space. So we're like, okay, we're kind of getting out ahead of the trend there, and we purchased our a domain related to pet insurance, and then we're creating landing pages to drive similar traffic to our pet insurance landing pages that
Mhm.
then gets similarly monetized by the affiliate. when they send traffic to our landing page now that we own, they're getting paid when a conversion happens on our page versus on another brand's page.
It's such a smart strategy, just taking this existing traffic, recognizing that you can apply it to new and emerging trends and really capture just more of the margin on the outside of not just what you guys are doing with the marketplace. So it's really incredible, the idea that you guys have been working on here. So we're coming up towards the end of our allotted time here. We obviously invested in you guys back in December. Sounds like you're probably gearing up for another fundraise here pretty soon. Could you maybe talk to us about that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. We've been focused really this first half of the year on internal growth. And so your investment has allowed us to continue to build our team, build out our systems, just build our pipeline, build our revenue to really prepare for this Series A that we're going to go into, where that's going to allow us to really scale this model that we've been building over the last few years, and go into owning more of the traffic. As we mentioned, we have another marketplace that we're building in the cannabis accessories space as well, called headshop.com. So really we're focused on expansion in various ways, really, but all while using our core business as the engine that drives that growth. So Rev Offers really is an engine for us for monetization and for just really relationship building as well within various industries. So when we go into our Series A, really, like, that's the timeline that we're looking at, that to open up that round is probably Q1 of next year, but we're going to be really starting that process in the next couple months, putting all of our documentation together and preparing for the raise, starting to have some of those early investor conversations, so that when you do open the round, we'll hopefully get it closed very quickly.
Well, if I know you guys and what you guys have been able to achieve in the short amount of time that I've known you guys, I certainly say that we're excited to continue to support you guys. And I have a feeling it's going to be an oversubscribed round and close pretty quickly here. But Matt, really,
Awesome.
Really want to thank you for your time. Big shout out to you, to Jason, to Jesse, and the rest of the team over at RVG, and really excited about what you guys have built. And thank you everybody for joining us on this episode of How to Invest in Cannabis. Matt, hope you have a great day, and I'm sure we'll be in touch.
Yeah, thank you, Tibby. It's always a pleasure to connect with you, and appreciate the time.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys. See ya.